So hi there everybody, welcome to Malmo, Sweden on a hot summer bright day. As you can see, this is a lens that I've been waiting for and looking forward to try out for quite a while, and it's probably one of the most anticipated lenses out there as of right now. This is a pre-production bottle that I borrowed from Panasonic. It's the Panasonic Leica 10-25 f1.7, so it's the fastest zoom lens out there as of right now. I'm going to compare it to a very similar lens, the Sigma 18-35 f1.8, together with the Viltrox adapter. It's a speed booster, and I'm going to see how they compare and which is the best choice for you. Now there are some things to think about here. If you are a Panasonic GH5 shooter, you will have autofocus with this lens, and the autofocus on this lens is actually quite nice, both for photography and for stills. And with the Sigma you will actually get autofocus, but it's not nearly as good, and I would almost say that I don't use autofocus on this lens at all. So that's a big win for the Panasonic, and of course it is a native lens, so nothing strange here. Now when it comes to the f-stops, because this is an APS-C lens and this is a micro four thirds lens, you actually get more light into the lens on this lens compared to the f1.7. Now because the Panasonic GH5 and all the other micro four thirds lenses have a smaller sensor, that means that with a lens like this you can actually use a speed booster and gather more light, so you will get an aperture of f1.2 or something like that. Now when it comes to build quality, both of these lenses are very nice. The Sigma is made of plastic, but I would say it's a very good type of plastic, and to be honest, for me it doesn't matter that it's plastic because it's so well made. If you look at the Panasonic, of course it's metal, it's very well made, like all the other Panasonic Leica branded lenses. So I mean, I wouldn't choose one of the over the other for the build or how they are made. When it comes to the weight though, the Panasonic is actually a little bit lighter. I think it's almost 200 grams. I'm gonna put up the exact grams just next to me here. And when it comes to size, Panasonic is a little bit bulger or bigger in some way, but they're more or less equally in height. Something that a lot of photographers look at, and of course a lot of videographers when they choose their lenses, is that are their lenses sharp and sharp enough? That is probably one of the things that I've stopped looking at. I look at lenses if they're sharp enough, because most of the new lenses coming out, especially on the micro four thirds system, they are sharp, wide open, and I feel that it's very seldom that you actually gain a lot of sharpness when stopping down. So I basically shoot all my lenses, if I need to, wide open all the time. With that said, the Sigma 18-35 is a very sharp lens, and it's been proven throughout the years that I've chosen it, used it. The 10-25, I would say, is one of the sharpest lenses that I've ever used. My favorite lens in the world could be the Canon 70-200 when it comes to sharpness. That lens is so sharp, and I would almost say that the 10-25 is in that area in sharpness. But with that said, I wouldn't choose one over the other when it comes to sharpness, because they both perform very good wide open. Now the Sigma 18-35, being an APS-C lens with a speed booster, becomes somewhat a 25 to 50 millimeter full frame equivalent terms, and the 10-25 becomes a 20 to 50 millimeters in full frame equivalent terms. So on the long end they're quite similar, which I can show you here in my test. But on the wide end, you actually gain a lot on those 5 extra millimeter on the wide end. And I would say that, and I'm actually enjoying shooting at 20 millimeters all the time. And I don't know if I'm gonna be keeping my 8-18. It's a lens that I've been using so much and I really love. But if I'm getting this, then I'm not sure that I will keep the other lens. The biggest disadvantage of the Panasonic Leica compared to the Sigma is, of course, going to be the price. Because this lens is so good and it stacks up in every way to the Sigma, but for a lot of people the price is a big thing that they think about when choosing their equipment. And rightfully so, because being a photographer or a videographer is quite expensive, and the 10-25 is as of right now around $2,000, whereas the Sigma you can get for like $600 or $700. So I mean, you can almost get 3 Sigmas to the same price as the Panasonic Leica. And of course, if you are a Micro Four Thirds shooter, you will need some kind of adapter. The speed booster from Metabones are a little bit more expensive. The Viltrox is a little bit more cheaper, and there are quite a lot of alternatives out there. But yeah, when it comes to price, the Panasonic Leica will be a lot more expensive. When it comes to the handling, these lenses are both very good and perform very nice. The Sigma has an AF/MF button here on the side, which is, yeah, to be honest, I don't use it at all. The Panasonic Leica has a focus clutch, which is really nice. So if you want to go from manual focus to autofocus, you can do that in a very nice way. And I hope that all Panasonic lenses from now on will have this feature. And it's a feature for me as a videographer that I really enjoy. And yeah, the Panasonic Leica also has this aperture control, which is clickless. Also another thing for videographers that is really nice. And for videographers, there are some features on the Panasonic Leica that are very important, and one of them being that this lens is parfocal, which quite a few of the Panasonic newer lenses from Leica have been in the past years. That means that if you're zooming, your focus won't change, and that is a feature that you basically only have on really high-end cameras. Also, breathing on this camera is another thing that is very important, which the Panasonic Leica, I can't see that it breathes more or less anything, maybe a little bit, but if you compare it to stills lenses in general, that is basically nothing. Another thing to think about when you're choosing to have a native Micro Four Thirds lens on a Micro Four Thirds body is that a lot of these lenses are very good for macro, and that's the thing that you won't get when you use other types of lenses on your camera, as the Sigma 18-35. So that's a general thumb rule, but it's not really nice to know that if you have a lens like that, you can actually get really great close-ups. So if you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments, and please subscribe to my channel and give a like on this video. I'm working on doing a couple more videos on the Panasonic 10-25. There is a video coming up on it together with Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K camera, and see how it performs with that camera on my other channel, the Voosestore YouTube channel, so please subscribe to that channel as well. And if you have any questions, please ask me here in the comment section or add me on Instagram. My name there is Arbor, and until the next time, bye bye.
Höga tornet som vi har så alla kontor att de skulle komma in och ut i stan.